Simon, someone literally looked me in the eye and said, do you think you did well last night? And I'm like, what do you mean? And that time it's because I said no. Can you imagine? Like it became an issue
Guy,
and you're not even married to the person. It's
as
like,
if it's a job interview, as if it's like,
how dare you
wow.
know
So
you?
that becomes, that can,
It can
yeah,
become an issue. Yeah.
wow.
Can you
That, then sex becomes your worth.
imagine?
Simon says.
Simon says.
Simon says.
Simon says.
It's the Simon Says podcast.
You bump a lot of heads within like the, let's say, every single job
Mm,
place.
mm.
Could you say that?
Not
Do you?
really. I say it's a particular race that gets on my nerves because they are racist towards us. That's it. And that's
Okay,
the race
what
that is
triggers
hired
you?
the most
What
here.
triggers you?
I
What
don't want to
triggers
call
you?
out that race because I'm sure there's some good people in that race.
Yes, but what
um,
what triggers you? Like what they
some
say? Is it how they act, or what is it?
I think like number one, there's favorism or some idiotic phrases. Sometimes like someone would say, "Oh, you're my first black friend," and then like I don't know, there's some weird phrases. Sometimes they mean good, but it comes out in a
Uh-huh.
very idiotic way. Someone was showing me a South African song. It's like, you know them? This is Swahili, yeah? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm just like, breathe.
Oh.
Like it's like let me say it's the ignorance. The ignorance really gets under my nerves. Like some comments are just really ignorant. They see a black person walking, hey, you talk to him, you know him? Yeah, your friend? What's that? I'm like, oh my god, not all black people know each other, you know? Or someone
They see a
tells you I
black
have a
person, they see a black guy, they're like, oh my god, you guys should like make babies together. You guys should be together.
I know, right? Like, oh my god. And then like they don't like serving mostly they're always like even before this corona stuff they're always like sanitizing anything touched by a black person. It's really annoying because it's like we don't leave
Whoa.
dirt anywhere, you know. It was before corona, trust me. The first time I came to Dubai, I won't say that story again. But it's a particular race and it's not like they are superior in any way. They did not colonize any country or whatever, so it's like why you think you're better than us? I think it's like an inferiority complex, you know. So the first time I
Mm.
enter a lift, they cover their noses. There are many Kenyans who can relate to that, or even
Oh.
Africans in general. This race in particular,
Mm.
people will know what I'm talking about. They always cover their noses when they see anyone of a
We
different. It's
know
like,
you.
yeah. So they were wearing masks way before Corona. Like, it's like, yo, what are you covering? Like, we
So
used to
it's
make
nothing
fun
new.
every time. It's not big deal. Like, when people started wearing masks in the world, I'm sure they were happy. Like, finally, we won't look like we're alone or we're racist. Now we have an excuse. Corona. So
Shoot.
you see, those things get on
Wow.
my
So
nerves.
like, oh, okay. So like, do they, and they bring this into their job, into the actual
Exactly.
workplace, right?
Exactly. Like, and then speaking their language 24/7, even if the rule in the companies is normally English, they will always speak their language. So half the time you don't know what's going on. Maybe a task has been given, then you end up not doing the task, then you end up being blamed or get a salary deduction because of that, yet they did not involve you. They were using their language every time. So like you're forced to learn the language even if you don't want to, which is not a good place to learn something. Because you need to learn from a place of I
Yeah.
want to, from a place of passion, from a place of wow, this is interesting. I'd like to understand my fellow human being. But you don't get that. It's like you're forced to. And that makes it have a
They don't
bad
have
taste when you
someone,
do it.
they don't have someone to like induct you within like the whole process, like maybe see, because I'm thinking like a business person, okay? Here I am, a business person, and I'm hiring you, Alvina, okay? So an asset to get me more revenue or whatever it is that I might want more of, if so my business can grow, right? So would I want, as a business owner, or even as a business, as the head of the business, to make sure that you are facilitated to the maximum of your capability? Don't they have someone to like maybe induct you into the process if there is anything that needs to be inducted, or so on and so forth? Like maybe even like
To be
basic,
honest,
is it Arabic that's spoken there, or something like that?
okay,
Basic
mostly
Arabic or something like
Arabic.
that, or something like that. Is there anything like that?
Not really. What happens here is that, for example, you, Simon, know your value. So you get a certain job, you put a certain salary, then there is a certain race which will accept any salary, and I mean any. So they become the majority in that company. Because the thing about us, because we've gone through so much, we know our worth. We'll never settle for less. You can settle for something because you're like, at least it's better than nothing. But there's a standard, there's a limit. You're like, no, even that really, when I get out of here, I'll do transport, lunch, rent, nothing is left. Really, then I can't accept this, So they know that we're very strong-headed. From a business perspective, they want to spend less. So at the end of the day, they'll take even untrained people or people who are not as qualified just because they will accept lower salaries. And that's the sad reality. Yeah. So.
But I think that's a sad reality. Even Kenyan companies, even sometimes I've seen some companies compromise on that. But I think that's consistent, because even now, like, put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, of
You
course.
have been
You're
in
not
that building that
earning.
you sit in.
Yeah.
You kind of like, I kind of see what the perspective in all that. But of that, during this Corona time, like right now, are you in quarantine? Like here in Kenya, we're quarantine. Like we have to like stay. Like we can't get outside past 7. Do you guys
Yeah.
in Dubai have anything like that? What's going on?
Yeah, we had curfew before, which was 8. Right now it's 10 p.m. So it was moved. And right now the streets are opening up more. It's contained right here because it's very hot. I don't know the truth behind this, but they say like Corona and heat don't get along. I don't know. And you know how hot it is here. So there are not a lot of people.
There's something like that. I've heard something like that
There's
also.
something, yeah, exactly. Because right now it's hard to put, what is true and conspiracy. Because do you know anyone personally who has corona? That's what I've just been thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know anybody.
I actually just learned yesterday of someone who knows someone who died of.
Corona.
So, and I'll have a conversation with her soon. But it's just crazy, like, but it's hard. It's like knowing someone who won any Safaricom
exactly
thing or any other.
It's hard to believe if it happens. Yeah, it's like
exactly.
I don't know anybody who has actually won this. So it's like a needle in a haystack. The needle is there, but it's like I don't know. So here the curfews are there.
Yeah.
When you go to the grocery, you have to wear gloves and a mask every time. Yeah, that's just about it. But people are still going on their business as usual. People are going to work. People who are working from home. So many were on unpaid leave. I know so many terminated as well. But when there are no flights, companies shouldn't terminate right now because the UAE government was.
How are Kenyans holding up there?
Like I said, people supporting each other, like
the fellow people.
People cohabiting and things like that. Like I don't have, you have, so we stick together, and I gotta do things I don't like, I don't want to do to survive. So.
What about the guys?
The guys.
How are the guys holding up?
Well, they're helping each other out without expectations. That's the good thing about being a guy. Yo, you guy, you can just help me without expecting shit. Really, I have seen brotherhood. I wish I was a bro. Like, if I had enough money one day, I'm gonna do a gender change. Honestly, I'm tired.
Why? Being a girl is hectic?
Yes. It's psychologically draining. It's mentally draining. This is a strong species, to be honest. I don't know.
Is it because of us guys? Like, we always have so many expectations of you. Like, we either always want sex, or what is it is it something we always want something from you? Is it that the case?
Yes. Because like bro to bro, you'll help each other without any expectation, right? But the moment you see me, then it's like, come on,
Yeah, okay, but and then now, of course, because of course you wanting something, of course now you feel like, do you feel obligated sometimes?
Exactly, that's
as a
the
girl
thing.
now, I'm speaking as a girl.
Yeah. Sometimes,
you feel obligated.
Sometimes you really don't want, really, 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 and I mean really, like really don't want. But it's like you feel obligated, and if you don't, some people will even question you. Why wouldn't you do this? Yet I've done this. You know what I mean? I've ever been put in that position, which I felt really, really bad because I'm like, I know my capabilities. I know I can also, do my thing. It's just temporary right now, so I don't owe you shit. But now because of that, it's like, oh my god. Someone literally looked me in the eye and
that's
asked
where the
me,
patriarchal
look,
kind of
can
like.
you imagine, Simon? Someone literally looked me in the eye and said, do you think you did well last night? And I'm like, what do you mean? And that time it's because I said no. Can you imagine? Like it became an issue.
Guys!
And you're not even married to the person. It's
as if it's a job interview, as if it's like,
it's like, how dare you know you?
That becomes, that can.
It can become an issue. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Then then sex becomes your worth.
Imagine, and that's the hard and the really saddest part about, especially when Kenyans here in the UAE. Most will not admit it, but that's how many ladies are living. They are under the mercy of other people, the other species, you guys. So,
And,
yeah.
and let me ask because this comes from where, like, for example, like, okay, when you went there, you had a job, you had so many aspirations. A lot of girls, when they go there, they have a job present for them, then does something always go sour, then they end up in
Um,
a bad scenario?
when you come here, you're not guaranteed of a job. It depends. There are people who come through agencies. Yeah, the people who come through agencies, and those are the ones where you come, okay, maybe you have a job. And most jobs here are not really luxurious. People are doing hospitality jobs, waitressing, bellboys, and all that. And I feel like security, even security for male and female, it's everywhere. So, uh, the thing is, when you come, most people come on 3-month visit visa and do something called tamaking. That means you go building to building, dropping your CV. So even when someone sees you in Dubai and tells you, "Oh, connect me," how? Because you literally have to come here and like pound the pavement. We've had things called walk-in interviews, which
Oh,
I've never seen in Kenya, and which is one thing I admire about here. And I wish if it was there in Kenya and you get the same salary, it would be more than enough. But now because of the
what
living
do you do?
expense, yeah,
You just walk in?
yeah, you walk into buildings and you leave your CV. And sometimes there are those interviewers who put out like news bulletins. They put out job interviews. They say like there's a walk-in interview. It's literally where people walk in and you're interviewed there on the spot. If you're qualified, you get it. Or you go to the next round. If you're not, you go home. That's how I got my first job as a telemarketer. Because I was going building to building, leaving my CV. That's like the blind star marking. But then there are those which are posts. They say, hey, looking for a secretary. So they give you the dates, the building, and the time. So you just show up and you're interviewed. That's it. That's a walk-in interview. Like the building is open at that day or the office is
Huh.
open at that day specifically for interviews. That's a really cool thing I love about that. Like if more
That
companies
that
did
is
that.
actually a pretty good idea. Why we
Yeah.
That is actually pretty cool. I mean, I wonder why we don't do that in Kenya, by the way.
Yeah, like just open up your office one day for people. Then people will show up in this walk-in interview. Like over 200, 300 people can show up. So you have to go really early. I wake up like 4 a.m. so that I can get ready and be on the line, be on the queue by 6 a.m. so that I'm among the first to be interviewed.
Wait, there are a lot of people.
Yeah, because it's a walk-in interview. It's open, like it's
Really?
an open interview. The way you hear it's just open for anyone. Sometimes they can specify. They can say
Uh,
Filipino only, African only, Indian only, like that. There are some jobs which are really specific. I do not know why they specify
oh.
as per race sometimes, maybe because of the salary aspect, but most
Mm.
jobs here are really specific, especially when it comes to race. Preferably, then they put a certain race. Preferably. So I'm like, why? Just say people come
This.
and yeah, that's one thing I don't like. But anyway,
Oh,
so that's a good thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah,
Yeah.
that walking interview thing is actually pretty interesting. That
Yeah.
is a very interesting concept. I wonder
Yeah.
if it actually can be even in Jenny can. But then now they'll say preferably Kikoi.
Oh really?
Preferably,
That I think
or preferably
that's
something.
interesting. It will be so blatant, like it's so open, so out there. Like people will get used to it.
Imagine.
Can you imagine? No more subtle
Okay,
remarks.
of course, accountant. Of course,
Preferably,
accountant not come out.
exactly.
Not.
Everyone is invited except Kamau's derogates. No, we don't touch you with
Don't
money.
come, don't come.
That would be funny
But that's just stereotypes. I think that's just
Yeah, it's
dealing. I think that's
stereotype.
just dealing with stereotypes and everything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, and stereotypes are there, but stereotypes are there even on every single thing. I think it's just like managing how to like even walk around with them, because even the stereotypes of a black guy, the stereotypes of
Yes,
even when someone
yes,
looking at me meeting for the first time, there's that someone have
of course.
that's how even we define each other.
Not
So
true.
it just depends on how you
Yeah,
take it.
because even me, what I told myself was if you decide to play the victim, especially here, you'll never achieve anything. Because in that first job, they had written specifically on the advert a specific race. Yet I went there and I told myself, I can get this job because they had written must be good in English. And I was like, well, I don't care if I'm not that race. I know I can speak English better than that race. So I'm going to go. And the boss actually liked how I presented myself and was like, yeah, you're hired. And I was, oh, it was so random because you were like so many and then you were sat
But
in
that's
groups of 5. And I don't know, it was just, that was the best. That's the day I told myself, like, I know when you go somewhere and tell yourself, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this. It doesn't matter what race you are or what they expect. Just believe in yourself and just, fight the stereotypes. Just do it.
It's the Someone Says podcast.